Stop the world! Tell me something. Would you say that this was sexy? I mean, think about it. What? I mean, how many times does a man come up to a woman and go like this, what? Anybody could say, darling, I love you. But seriously, how often does it happen to you? You know, a little thing like that might have changed the whole course of history. If Josephine would have gone like that to Napoleon, you see, he was just a little chap. There would have been none of this, not tonight, Josephine, not tonight. Well, it would have been more like, anytime you like, Josephine, anytime you like. But I suppose there comes a time in every man's life when that just isn't enough. And then a fellow's got to resort to words. I myself don't have much time for words. I could say all I've got to say with that. And it's funny about women, that the ones that you can get, you don't want to know about. But the ones you can't, you know. You're in a bit of a hurry, aren't you? What's your name?
My name is Eve, but I'm afraid you're wasting your time on me, little chap.
Why, damn, you talk marvellous! I never spoke with a posh bird before. It's like it's another language.
It's only the Queen's English.
I know she is. But you'd expect it from her. Ain't seen you around here before.
That's only my first day. What do you do?
Me? I'm a junior executive.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm head chief for all the other executives. I mean, I may not talk posh enough. Get out of here, you bleeding idiot! But I can honestly say I got where I am today through sheer ability. It's funny that you should stop and have a chat with me like this. It's as though we were fated for one another. I love you, Evie.
Oh, I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Here comes my buff.
Darn! Toffee nose! She ain't no different than any other bird except she talks like she's got a mouthful of silver spoon. Maybe that's it. To get a bird like her, you gotta have money. That's it. Money! Look at me! Just take a look at me! A minute ago, I didn't know me elbow from me. Ask just simply anyone. Go ahead and ask anyone. They'll tell you I was greener than the grass. Oh, what a mess I was. Yes, I confess I was. That burbling, bloody baby at the font. But you don't know the half of it. Now I just laugh at it. Because now I know exactly what I want. To be rich, with money to burn, 1,000 a week, say, would do me a turn. I'd keep it in one, sirs, in case of a luck. And there'd be stacks and stacks, and the income tax could take a running jump. I'd have any suits made, a dozen at a time. I'd buy all the best shares, provided they'd climb. Give me half a chance, a small advance, me fingers itch to make me dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking rich.
Fast, please, fast, please, fast, please.
Take a look at me! A quick butcher's look at me. Now, a year ago, I didn't know a cockle from a whelp. Can you imagine it? I mean, just simply imagine it. Fancy not knowing a cockle from a whelp. I mean, one looks sort of like a winkle. And the other one looks sort of like a...
Winkle.
Ooh, what a nit I was! Yes, I'll admit I was. Like a sloppy, floppy puppy with a ball. And then, without reason or rhyme, I was chatting that bird all the time. And I heard a soft voice within me call. I want to be rich! And buy a big house.
Big deal!
Hundreds of acres. And pheasants and grouse.
That's real!
American car as long as a street. And the little birds would be lost for words and knock them off their feet. Women drivers. I want to be famous and be in the news. Go out with a film star whenever I choose. Give me half a chance to lead a dance with some rich witch, and I'll be dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking rich.
He wants to be rich.
Here we be.
And money to burn. And a thousand a week, say.
If he loves
him a turn. He keeps it in monsters in case of a slump.
Sorry.
Then the snacks and sex, the income tax, we take a ride and go. If you have all the suits made, a dozen at a time.
Now you
He's
easy.
got all the best shares, provided they climb. Give him half a chance to solve
Sorry,
the dance
sir.
fingers itch to make a dirty rotten, filthy, stinking rich.
I want to be rich and mix with the knobs and sit with the best seats with all of them snobs. I may go to Ascot to take in the scene. It'd be great to have pat me spats and that I'd be company for the Queen. I want to go travelling to Cannes and Capri. The French Riviera is my cup of tea. Give me half a chance in the south of France to make my pitch. And I'll be dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking. I can hear the lolly clinking. Lots of birds and lots of drinking. I can guess what you're all thinking. Dirty, rotten,
Filthy, stinking rich. I wish you'd stop following me.
Well, you just can't walk out on me now. You've created a monster.
Yeah.
If I'm not treated right, I may turn ugly.
Be that as it may, Mr. Little Chap, I have a tube train to catch.
Attention, attention please. The virgin struggling on platform 2 is for patting, petting, kissing and cuddling, but will stop short at anything approaching sin, lust, desire, and all of the roads that lead to immorality. Hurricane Evie is moving relentlessly toward the altar.
You want to bet? I'll lay you 10 to 1.
My mother said I never should play with the young men in the wood. If I did, she would say, naughty little girl to disobey. I'm a typically English rosebud, born of typically English stock, from a typically Anglo-Saxon family tree.
You can tell, can't you?
I received my education in a typically English way at a typically English girls' academy.
I went to Brixton Boys Reformatory School for myself.
I played typically English tennis at the typically English club with a typically English feeling for fair play. I eat typically English crumpets with my typically English tea at the end of every typically English day.
That's funny, we eat fish and chips.
Father is a typically English colonel. Home is a typically English county town.
Somewhere near Swindon.
Mummy and I play typically English patience while the typically English rain is pouring down. I've a typically English ballroom who likes typically English walks past the typically English trees upon the heath. And if anyone asks me how I like this typically English life, I am fed up to my typically English teeth.
My mother said I never should play with the girlies in the wood. If I did, she would say they'd only end up in the family way.
When I go to typically English dancing, Mummy gives me typically sound advice. How to cope with typically cross advances, though I have to confess I find them rather nice. Stay there! In the typically English summer we and what follows is really most undignified.
My mother said I never should play with the girlies in the wood. If I did, she would say that I only end up in a most undignified, somewhat nandified, slightly stupefied, maybe multiplied, quite unqualified, none too sanctified,
highly satisfied way.